Hello everyone, welcome to my channel where we talk about the things we love like gaming, shows, and anime. Today we're going to talk about the sibling rivalry between Frieza and Cooler. Who is the stronger one? They never fought against each other, so we never got to see it for ourselves. But today we'll analyze the two of them and find out for ourselves which one would make their father proud. So to begin, I want to say that we know there's a new Dragon Ball Z movie in Japan and we haven't been able to see it, yet we haven't been able to see it. So I'm not sure whether Frieza's new look happens to be a new transformation. In the trailers of the movie, he says that it's his new transformation, but there is no way that Frieza's power can increase from the power level close to a regular Super Saiyan all the way to a god's power level. So I'm thinking that it's not a new transformation. I think he found a way to go God mode like Goku did. Because when Goku went God mode, all he got was the same looks but with red hair and red outline everywhere. And Frieza's new look doesn't look any different from his fourth form. Just like with God mode, he has a different color being gold and purple. I always thought God mode should have made a better design instead of just a color change. But anyways, if Frieza can do this, then that means Cooler can do it as well. So let's pretend Frieza hasn't learned this new transformation or God mode, whichever it ends up being. So Frieza's final form stops at his fourth form, but Cooler can go up to a fifth form. But does that make him stronger than Frieza? This is where I think Frieza might just be the stronger one, because when Goku went Super Saiyan, yes, he was beating the crap out of Frieza, but then Frieza went to his full power and was able to keep up with Goku in his Super Saiyan form. But when Goku went Super Saiyan against Cooler and he was in his fifth form, Cooler couldn't even lay a scratch on Goku. Shouldn't he have been way stronger than Frieza, even if he was in his full power? Sure, maybe Goku was stronger after fighting Frieza and his Super Saiyan powers increased a lot, but when we saw Goku training, all he was doing was shooting Kamehas into the ocean. I'm not sure whether that's considered training. The Z Fighters have done that before when training, but I don't see how it would help them increase their power. So far, we have been shown that Frieza could easily defeat Cooler. But now, here's another problem with that. In Dragon Ball Z Super Sonic Warriors 2, if you play through Frieza's or Cooler's What If storyline, Cooler being the older brother gives Frieza orders and Frieza listens to him. If you play as Cooler, eventually Frieza starts to rebel and the two fight it off. Cooler wins and he feels that his betrayal will have him going up against his father. But if you play as Frieza, you win. Then his father's proud of him for defeating his older brother. So even here, we aren't sure as to who would win in a fight. But if Frieza does kill his brother, Cooler will eventually fuse with the pieces of the Big Getty Star and become Meta Cooler, and easily defeat Frieza. Then Frieza would need to get help from his henchmen to give him those robotic parts to make him become Mecha Frieza. But if this were to happen, and both brothers have become one with Machine, Cooler gets the advantage as the Big Getty Star does give him more strength and his armor is a whole lot stronger than Frieza's armor. But even if Frieza does manage to break Cooler apart, Cooler's body rebuilds itself. And Frieza isn't clever enough to try and continue to attack him while he's rebuilding himself. Now, the only attack Frieza has to try and win the fight would be to destroy the planet, taking Cooler and the Big Getty Star with him. But as we saw when Frieza attempted to destroy Earth, Trunks, being stronger than Frieza, managed to hold Frieza's attack with one hand, so Cooler could easily do the same. Not to mention, Cooler has hundreds of clones of himself, so Frieza would lose the fight. Frieza had the upper hand at going full power against Cooler at his fifth form, but once Cooler becomes Meta Cooler, then Frieza has lost every chance at winning. So it would be a close fight for both. If it wasn't for the Big Getty Star, Frieza would win. Now, maybe we could say that if Cooler would expose the Big Getty Star core once he defeats Frieza, I'm pretty sure he's going to want to use Frieza's power to increase his power. So Frieza would have a chance at seeing the Big Getty Star's core and the real Cooler in front of him, just like how Goku and Vegeta saw him. And that's where they had the chance to defeat him themselves. But he would be wrapped up with all those metal pieces holding him and draining his energy. Not to mention, if he does have those robotic parts in him, it would probably paralyze him even more. So Frieza wouldn't have a chance to try and fight his way out of that. Now, the only attack I can think of that would help to his advantage would be that one attack that he has where it's like a disc, kind of like Krillin's Destructo disc, where it cuts through pretty much anything. He could use that and cut through the wires that are holding him, and possibly cut through any of the meta coolers that could possibly be around to try to stop any attempts from him trying to escape. And he could use that to try to destroy everything in his path, so he might possibly stand a chance at surviving and winning the fight. Now, in the What If storyline for Frieza's in the Super Sonic Warriors 2 game, he had a little help from his father at the time, so the two of them were able to defeat Cooler and take over the Big Yeti Star for themselves. But this is a one-on-one fight. It wouldn't have his father there, so his father wouldn't be able to help him out and make Frieza end up winning the fight. So again, Cooler ends up winning no matter what. And that's as much of the analysis as I can bring for all of you folks out there. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the analysis. If so, put a thumbs up. And if there's a better way you can think of that the fight would go up, or you disagree, please let me know in the comments. Also, put up any comments, funny ones or whatever you can think of. I post the best comments up in my videos whenever I see some really good ones. And if you want to see more of my videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. And I'll be sure to let you know when I post up more videos. This is Score saying have an awesome day.